everyone, welcome to another episode of The Walk. My name's Gareth.
And I am Phil.
Look at that, like an absolute pro. We're in the village of Ambergate, which is in Derbyshire. It's in the Derwent Valley, which is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now the reason it's a World Heritage Site is because of the industry. There's no real industry in Ambergate anymore, it's just a kind of sleepy village. But myself and Phil are here for a bit of a circular walk to try and find some of that industrial heritage. There's lots of different things going off. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it, Phil?
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll be able to bring you some really interesting historical remains. So Phil, we're starting off with disappointment basically, aren't we?
Yeah, because a stone's throw away from here is an old Gothic type, what do you call it, mansion or hall, and it's got a reputation at the moment for being not easy to walk around freely. I think there's automated cameras that come on and someone tells you to bugger off basically.
Politely.
And you know, it's a bit uncomfortable to just rock up like that,
Yeah,
you know, and it's not easy to get. You know, there might be a tradesman entrance somewhere knocking about, but you know,
we can't find it.
This
basically,
woods are it's just jungle. It's just a jungle around here, you know.
Yeah, but this Gothic mansion, which I'll put some pictures up of now, was owned by Francis Hurt, who was actually an MP. He was also a professional cricketer, which is random, but he played one game and he played 2 innings and got out for a duck twice. So I guess is why he only played 1 game. Now what we're in the middle of now, and what appears we've been locked in. We've been locked in. It's not working. It's an old 1876 wireworks. Now yeah, we have been locked in. Now the plan was to try and find the house, which we couldn't find, and then we were just going to walk across that bridge over the river there and get started on our explore. But Camtech had other ideas by the look of it. Okay, so it's not started well.
It might finish amazing.
Exactly, stick with us. Right, so we're going to have to walk all the way back around now, which is a bit of a trek to basically get to a point that we could see right there. But once we do that walk, we're going to get round to the Cromford Canal, which you may have heard of almost certainly, and if you've watched the channel, you've seen myself and Phil explore various parts of that before. Here we go, Phil, here's a surprise. Yeah. Workers' cottages for the wireworks, you think maybe? Because the wireworks are literally just down there. I mean, they're hella old. I don't know how long they've been derelict for.
I don't know, they feel like they could be not industrial use, but they look like they're not for people to live in, maybe not. Look how many doors there is. Well, yeah, perhaps so.
Well, unless they're terraces though.
2 windows.
There's one house.
2 windows.
There's another house.
Yeah, 4 houses. Yeah.
Row of cottages.
Yeah, looks like this.
Is that door ripped off as well so you can get in?
Yeah.
I imagine as well, because down there you got the River Amber. These trees probably wouldn't have been here, and they probably would have had a nice river view.
Yeah, it's dodgy in there. You're not going to renovate them in it, are you?
Oh jeez. Oh, look, there's a little fireplace.
On a par with them Rosedale.
Oh yeah, the little
cottages
at the top, yeah.
These are worse. They're more damp, aren't they?
Yeah. Could have potentially had a fire as well at some point. Oh, people lived in there though. That's, you know.
Yeah.
Amazing, really. Historical. I mean, it's they're hella old. So there we go. A little historical bonus, which we wouldn't have got if they hadn't locked the fence up. So, do you know what I mean? Every cloud. I mentioned a second ago the River Amber. Now that's where the name comes from, Ambergate. It's because the River Derwent, which is obviously the very famous river that goes through Derby and Cromford and Matlock and is famous for basically the Industrial Revolution. The Amber goes into that here, hence Ambergate. But it wasn't always called Ambergate. Up until the 19th century, it was called, what did I say it was called? Toadmore. Toadmore, yeah. I don't know why. If you know at home,
Toadmore, yeah.
If you know at home why it was called Toadmore, please let me know, because I searched to try and find out, and all I could find was it might have meant Toad Mire. So that doesn't help me. So if you know, please comment. So here we go. We found a bridge, Phil.
Yeah,
So we're crossing over the River Derwent now, and we're getting into Ambergate, and I can see a signal box, which has confused me a little bit. Right, what's going off here, Phil?
Yep, looks like someone built a, I don't know, it's not really a railway, there's no track down, but they've built a station, signal box, lock gates there, look.
Wow.
Possibly the state of what happens here when the vehicles get high.
Now I can hear a train through there, and it doesn't sound particularly healthy. That's going down to Derby and then Nottingham. So Holmley Gardens, open days. Oh, so it's just a garden then that's basically meant to look like a railway?
Yeah, I did speak to the guy once because he was doing something, a Scottish fella, and I asked him, why haven't you put some track down here? And he says he's concerned about the state of affairs and it floods.
Because Ambergate does seriously flood, doesn't it?
That cricket pitch has been covered so many times in water, you know, it's really bad, but it's amazing really what he's done. He's obviously an enthusiast of some sort, isn't he?
Yeah, it looks great.
I mean, he's made it all himself. You can sometimes hear him, you know, doing woodwork.
Really? So he's got all the names. He's got a Flying Scotsman there, Mallard, Oliver Cromwell.
Yeah, I don't think the real ones, or they wouldn't be there by now.
No, they seriously wouldn't, would they? That's true. But the platform, it's just crying out for some.
A bit of track, you know.
A little bit of track, yeah.
It's really nice, though, isn't it? Can you imagine on this feature? We all say, "Oh yeah, I'd like to live next to the railway." But this would be nice, wouldn't it? Just having a little, you know, thing like this, especially if you've got kids. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not even for the kids, is it? Men just never grow out of playing with trains, do they? To be fair.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Awesome. Okay, right. So let's get over. So we've got the railway there. We've got the station just through those trees, and just over there, you've got Cromford Canal, and that's where we're gonna pick it up next. So here's the line that goes from Derby up to Matlock. Used to go up to Manchester, didn't it?
Yeah,
back in the glory days.
They were the days, mate.
But what we're going to do is we're going to come up just there. The other side of that house is the Cromford Canal, built in 1794 by William Jessup and Benjamin Outram. Very famous, the Cromford Canal. Basically connected the coalfields of Derbyshire and Nottinghamshire with the textile industry of the northwest via that High Peak Railway, which is amazing and one I'd like to do one day. Unfortunately, it basically went by 1900, didn't it? There was a collapse in Butterley Tunnel, and
stuffed it up, didn't it?
That was the end of it. But we're going to have a look at some remains of that. Some of it is navigable as you get up towards Cromford, not much of it, and the rest of it is kind of a bit overgrown. And then there's bits that are completely decimated, which we're going to come and try and find. Okay, so for some sort of continuity, those woods there, that's the other side of the river. That's where we were with the wireworks. And here we go, here's the Cromford Canal. Have we got rope marks? We have. I always look out for rope marks. Do you, Phil?
No.
No.
I've done a bit since I've been doing a lot more walking. Everyone usually springs on them, don't they?
Yeah, I love them. Yeah, oh, there's even bigger ones here, look.
I mean, this canal is, you know, the aim is to eventually get this navigable, shall we say. And they have dredged it quite, is it dredged or dredged? Dredged it further down, but up here it's like proper,
yeah.
It's coming down here, is it? I bet there's more silt in there than, well, I don't know what I can compare it with, to be honest.
There we go. You spotted that, Phil, out of the corner of your eye. Well done, mate. So there's the viaduct there. That's part of that former Manchester to London line, actually, the one that goes through, you know, up through the Peak District, through Buxton and stuff. Now, in those trees, basically there was a triangle, an incredible triangle, which was Ambergate Station. Now it's just a single platform. But we're going to basically end the walk towards that bit because we're kind of going to try and be as circular as we can. Phil, I'm seeing a bridge I wasn't expecting to see.
Yep, you're right. Don't get excited, it's just a water supply pipeline.
I mean, if I didn't know better, I'd go, oh, they've repurposed a railway bridge there, but it ain't that, is it? Because it's too steep a hill, but it does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you could get easily sucked into that, couldn't you? So the canal ends rather abruptly.
Very abruptly.
So where's that water going then?
It just culverted it off.
Oh, right. Oh, mate. So through here then went the Cromford Canal straight through there?
Straight through here, yeah.
And this was the site of the lime works, am I right?
Yeah, Ambergate Lime Works, which was supplied by a tramway that used to come down that the Claycross Company built, that we've had a quick look at in Christchurch the other week, but we didn't obviously follow it. And that came down an incline down here, very steep incline, and we might be able to see remains of that if we go round there. And it basically came into some huge lime kilns that ran all the way along this side. And I think the trucks that were bringing the lime down from the Christchurch quarries actually had a line running onto the top of them for direct throwing them into the kilns. And there was an array of lines coming off the connecting Derby line, a mega busy place, enormous structures, enormous.
So those lime kilns, I've actually used images of those lime kilns before, like, you know, when we did that Christchurch video, for instance. Now there were lime kilns here on this site going into the late 1700s. But George Stephenson, who, you know, everyone's heard of in terms of the industry of this country, he built this enormous site here, these enormous lime kilns that are just amazing. If you look at images of them, they just look incredible. And they worked up until around about 1950. Mate, once again I've worn shorts.
I think you need body armour, never mind.
You're having a nightmare here, Phil.
It's me again with my dodgy routing.
Oh, mate. Ow!
Okay, soon, please.
Is it? Not through this bit yet. Okay, so up until this point, we're basically relying on quite a lot of old pictures. Because essentially it's two blokes walking in the stingers.
Which we didn't have to do, by the way, because that used like boob. Could have gone down there, look, mate.
Oh.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, could have just walked down there. Be able to hear a train in the distance there. That's the main line up to Sheffield from Derby, from London. Now, if we were following the Cromford Canal, you know, authentically, we'd be going through there. But unfortunately, obviously, we've got to come round. And like I say, up until this point, it's the old pictures that kind of bring it to life, so you can see, you know, in comparison to what we're dealing with now, how it would have looked and how it would have been. But the further we get along, there are, you know, there are some real remains, you know, to get stuck into. Really. Right, I'm going to film because Phil says his spidey senses are tingling. We should, in a minute, hit a bridge. Have you hit it? It looks like it.
Yeah, I've tingled.
You've tingled.
I believe I know that was the incline that way, but it ain't one that I'm willing to participate.
No, decimated now. So when we were in Christchurch, we were looking at the tramway coming out of Christchurch, dating back to 1795, I think it was, if I remember rightly. Crazy, crazy old. Now this is the continuation of that. And there you go. So now you can see it's an incline there, can't you? Straight the way down into those amazingly enormous lime kilns that are now unfortunately long gone. And here's the top of that bridge, which is mad. Now I'm going to try and get around so I can see the bottom of it. Okay, that was a struggle. Let's get down then onto this. Oh wow, yeah, it is all bricked up, isn't it?
Well, all the sides filled in, so I don't know why they bricked it up.
I don't know, just shore it up maybe. Oh Jesus Louise. Whoa! Mate, woo! That was a slide tackle. There you go. You've not bothered well, after I've done that. Jeez.
Had a look, mate, for an easier option. I can see your...
Yeah, was a look at that. There you go. Down into those amazing lime kilns. Oh mate, that was like skateboarding. That was. And there you go. You okay, mate?
Yeah.
Oh man.
We haven't brought us torch.
1795. I've got a torch, but it's in my bag, and I've chucked my bag up there.
Yeah,
well,
it's filled in. It looks like a tunnel, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Wow. Oh god, nearly stacked it again and again. Let's have a look through here then. Can you see out? Oh, yeah. It's at a skew, isn't it?
Filled in.
Oh yeah, so it is.
Have you noticed it's coming away from it, look?
Oh yeah.
Movement, so sooner or later this might decide to do one.
Yeah, hopefully not now.
It's got a concrete plinth under it, so maybe not.
Right, so that wasn't the most comfortable climber for myself and Phil, but totally worth it just to see remains like that are that old, hiding away in the woods here above Ambergate. You wouldn't even think, you just walk up here, oh there's some bricks there, you wouldn't think anything of it. And obviously you get down the other side and you know the history just hidden away. It's incredible, I love it. Right, so we've come walking round from where we were at that bridge, basically, you know, slightly up the hill there. Now what are you saying here, Phil?
Well, we're trying to find remnants of the canal, and there ain't many. Now, before, this used to be Stevenson's Dye Works. It was only knocked down recently after God knows how many years of debating whether they're building a housing estate. They eventually did it.
I mean, it's a nice housing estate, to be fair, but
you used to be able to see the route of the canal even when the factory was here, because there used to be an aqueduct carrying one of these supply lines over, and it went straight over here, and it was listed. I thought it was listed because when the Dye Works never basically knocked it down. But now I believe they put a road exactly on where the canal ran, and just over there where the trees is, this is where you might see some evidence of the canal, because there used to be Hag Tunnel there. It was a very small tunnel that used to come round from the gasworks, we've had to avoid, and it came under this hill in a tunnel, and only small, but I think there's some brickwork of that tunnel still there. But with the housing estate being put here, we don't know for sure.
We don't know. But to be fair, I've been walking with Phil over a year now, haven't we?
Yeah.
We had our bromance anniversary, obviously, at Brinsley Headstocks. We did, mate. And see, I remember anniversaries and Phil doesn't. Do you know what I mean? I feel taken for granted. But in my experience, like I say, of walking with Phil for this long, his spidey sense is pretty good. If he thinks something's there, more than 9 times out of 10, it will be there. Right, Phil, he's trying to escape.
Well, I'm just looking at that, and if they have done this on purpose, it's well done to them. That looks to me.
We're talking about the pathway.
That pathway there, it doesn't go anywhere. I have a feeling, we can't see it at the moment, I think they've kept that there because you need access to get to a shaft that went into the Hag Tunnel, which is just below our feet now. Because, you know, that could have just been an earth bank all the way along, couldn't it?
So you think they've stayed true to the canal path there?
They've either decided, you know what, let's have a reminder of the canal, or they might have had a deal where the land's been sort of landscaped for any future development for a canal, and if that is the case, that's absolutely on it.
Right, so if one day they want to reopen it, because they are reopening canals, aren't they? Yeah, why not? Yeah.
I don't know, but that looks too much coincidence. Look how they've actually graded all the embankment permanently. So under here is the canal tunnel. Okay,
we're going to have a walk back round then and walk down that path that is where the canal was and see if we can't find the brickwork. It's interesting, Phil saying that they might have done that with the canal. I only actually found out today, having spoke to my dad, that they had passed a law that basically you weren't allowed to build any new housing developments or industrial developments on track beds. Now I wish they'd done that, you know, 60 years ago when they were decimating track beds for housing estates, but apparently you're not allowed to do that anymore. Build across track beds just in case they want to reopen railways. Maybe that is the same law applying for canals then, I'm not sure. I think your spidey senses have come to fruition once again, Philip.
It looks like
so we were up in those trees basically looking down trying to find, and that is the top of the tunnel, mate, 100%. Right, let's get up this little embankment then. So there's the top of the tunnel, it went straight through there, bang. There's the canal, and we're going to follow that, and it will become a canal again shortly. Let's get up here then. Oh mate, so this is 1794, and that is hella old, 1794, and it's still there. This is the top of Hag Tunnel, you're saying it was called, Phil?
That's it.
Amazing.
You're probably right in the middle of it because it goes along there as well, look, the kind of brick.
Oh yeah, so it does, oh yeah, so yeah. So there's your canal there. You had your towpath that side, you said, Phil?
Yeah, it came through on this side, yeah.
And straight through there, and we're going to follow it round. Oh, mate, amazing bit of history. Okay, so once again, Phil comes up trumps, and straight away as we're walking away on this old canal path, a path that was a canal, we can already see another bridge and another old canal building, and then we're getting to water again. So here we go. Now, I don't know what that would have been, you know, a boatman's house. I mean, by the look of that at the top, they would have been winching stuff out of there, I would imagine, onto the canal, and you can see there's the hump of the of a canal bridge, which you'll see as that van goes over it. It's still there. Now if we get to the other side of the road, it becomes apparent, yeah, that's definitely, I mean, they converted it to a house, it looks lovely, but it still looks industrial, doesn't it? Okay, here we go. I can hear more trains as well. Going on that main line up to Sheffield. And here we go, we're canal again. I mean, it's stagnant as you like. Goodness knows how long that water's been sat there. Years and years and years. But we're going to follow it as far as we can get again. And I'm pretty sure there's another abrupt ending not so far from here. Right, so the water's basically dried up again. I mean, that tree in the wall is just insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But look how that wall comes around. So was there, I mean, that... were there buildings here,
well,
or...?
There was a wharf here, wasn't there? And above there is the start of the Butley Gang Road going up through Fritchley.
Right, okay.
So there would have been some sort of exchanging going on in this area somewhere or other to get...
I mean, that's a large area there for the canal. Maybe that's where they were... Oh, ow, something stung me. Oh,
that's very sharp, mate.
Ah.
Look at that. Where did that get you? In the groin?
Yeah.
Nice one.
Jeez. Ouch.
Yeah, it's bad, that one.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But yeah, you can see it opens up. So there would have definitely been something here, and the canal is coming along there. Yeah.
It was a wharf. It was a large area of water here just before it goes narrow and turns right. Yeah. Amazing. So, canal's basically there, just across the wall. They've actually built a house right in the middle of the canal at this point, so we're gonna have to walk around it. Now, it's turning to the right, and it used to go across the railway and across the road on an enormous aqueduct. I'll show you some photos there. That looked incredible. Unfortunately, in the 1960s, when basically everything got destroyed because they didn't do listings back then, they took it away to widen the road, so it's gone, unfortunately. But it just looked amazing. So the house is there. That's done for the canal at that point. So we're on a canal again, believe it or not. It's massively overgrown. We would have gone bosh straight across that awesome aqueduct that I was talking about earlier. Oh yeah, okay. Oh god, nearly went. Yeah, so there you go. Oh my goodness, yeah. So you can see how high we are, and therefore how high that aqueduct would have been. Straight across here, across the railway, across the road. Amazing, but unfortunately, like I say, 1960s. Do you want planning permission? Yes, please. I think was basically how it worked back then. Okay, so rather than going across where the aqueduct went, we're leaving the canal now. But like I say, those photos just look amazing. We're actually coming down, coming down into the Stingers again to find that old Fritchley Gang Road and some lime kilns. Again, we're 1700s. We are crazy old. Incredible that there's any of these things remaining. I'm so glad there are, because you know, things get destroyed left, right and centre. So there you go. So that's the Cromford Canal going on top of that. Yeah. Right. Drover's Way. Mate, again, so old. That looks incredible. Right. Lime kilns then, mate. There's one.
Oh mate, they're right there.
There's some behind the stables. It was basically an ark, and above it sat a lot of machinery in it later years where they were processing the ores that came down from the Crouch quarries, and they were being put down through these and out onto trucks. And here's one here,
look at that. Wow.
Come on, you've got your shorts on, you can do it. So this would have had a little tramway going in for the trucks to go in, and we haven't got a torch again.
Oh mate, I have got a torch, you know.
Yeah.
I have in my back pocket of the bag. Get stuck in, mate. There's a wheelie bin in there. I can see that straight away. I don't know if that's original. There you go then, Phil. Oh mate, look how deep that is.
Yeah, it is quite bad. Are you going to pass that nettle? Go on, go for it.
Yeah, go on then.
You better take your torch, mate, because you're first.
Okay. So we're inside the lime kiln then. Man, well it's cold straight away. Look at this.
Is it squelchy?
No, mate, it's alright. Like I say, wheelie bin.
What's these recesses here?
I'm not entirely sure, mate. But they're ironwork and brickwork in them. Mate, this is so old.
So, I can't see a hole above us for the stuff to come down, so they've obviously blocked it off, haven't they, look there?
Can you see any evidence of it being blocked off? No.
Quite deep.
It is. Or maybe that's where it came in here. Like in the sides.
They might have been draft to, you know, to a kiln and
wow.
You know, to be sure that to stoke it, that might have been wind coming in to get it revved up.
Amazing. So this is the retaining wall. So the railway's coming in on top of here.
So where that house is now, in letter pictures, I think you might have a picture of it. You can see that it was a timber yard, but you can clearly make out the track bed. But yeah, individual lines you to save each kiln along this. This has been cut into it in later times. This has, look. This wasn't always here, so that could have destroyed one of the kilns.
Right, right.
But there was a lot of machinery above as part of the processing. You know what they used to do in the olden days. But it run until the 50s. And
look how high Cromford Canal is as well. Yeah. Right at the top there. It's incredible.
So yeah, there's no trouble building a house here because it had a railway on it at one time.
So here we go.
There you go. So all's revealed, and there you go. That's just what I was just saying. There's the machinery above.
That's huge.
Yeah, it had a massive conveyor. Look, you can see it.
So let's try and work out where we are then.
We've walked around there. Look, that's the bridge where we walked around there, and the house was zonked on it. We've come around the corner, look, and then we've kind of dropped down, but we're underneath there. Look, you can't see we're out of shot. We're underneath.
Right.
And that's the machinery above. And that looks like that wharf that we were talking about, where we saw that great
yes,
where it opened out, look, before the house was zonked in there.
So these are those, look, you can see the trucks going direct into them.
You can also see the huge machinery on top, look. So there was a lot going off above these kilns.
Unbelievable, mate. The other side of those trees there, that's where we were a minute ago. So this, if you remember that photo, this was all that giant machinery that Phil was just talking about there. Now, the tramway coming down from Cryche is coming here. Oh, mate. And there it is.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It's had some shoring up, hasn't it?
And it just...
Bowing, look.
Yeah, it is.
This is where it ended. It came into the exchange and the plant, everything all going off up there. This just then just went up through Fritchie Tunnel and ended up at the place where we stood at the gates after the Cryche Explorer, where the Rolls Royce gates were.
Yeah.
Put that crazy picture of that climbing train going up.
Yeah.
This is effectively the other end of that line where it ended.
Okay. And there you go, look, you can see the other side of it. Look at the ironwork. A little cross on it. Mate, that is so old. So how cool was that? Loads of remains of the Cromford Canal, those lime kilns and stuff, the bridge of the old tramway up to Cryche dating back into the 1700s, amazing. Now Phil is dragging me over to the main road, which is why it's so bloody noisy, and he's just run there. I've not seen Phil run before. Okay, so we're going to have a walk up here. Now, that aqueduct I was talking about earlier went straight across there. So if I put a photo up now, that's what it looked like, absolutely amazing. Now, those houses there, they were related to a wharf that was up there off the Cromford Canal as well.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Now this road goes up and went over the old Pye Bridge branch, which came off this main line, didn't it, Phil?
That's right, up through Butterley, which is a steam line now, yeah. That's where it junctioned off. The bridge that used to take over this road below us went because too many lorries kept hitting it.
Really?
So it took down in the late 90s, early 2000s, yeah.
Me and Phil basically walked a portion of this line when we did our explore of Lower Hertshire, which I think was basically our first, you know, industrial explorer of a village. We've made a bit of a series out of them now. It left the main line here in Ambergate and joined the Erewash Valley line at Pye Bridge. So a bit of it is the Butterley Railway, the Heritage Line, the Midland Railway Centre now, and part of it you can walk. And here is a bridge just left in the middle of nowhere. And there you have it, Phil. I mean, it's...
Listen, we're lucky because this were filled in, mate. They were filled in. I don't know why they've done it. They've dug it all out again. I've no idea why. I don't know whether it was for access to get down to when they removed the bridge that used to cross the 610 down there, look, where that kind of fenced area is. Right. But they've dug it all out again, and now the arch out. That wasn't a good idea.
Oh yeah, it's got you there.
So the arch is still there.
So the line...
Yeah, it's here, look, in this sort of the fashion.
Oh, so it is, yeah. Went off there.
Well, look at the state of landscaping there. This were double track shooting off towards Button. Now look at the state of it.
Yeah.
This has some serious infill.
Really has. So yeah, double track down there. Line opened in 1878 and closed in 1968, although I think it went quite early for passengers. Didn't get that much service really, but it was used quite a lot for freight. So believe it or not, Phil told me this was a road. Yeah. These are all quarries. Mate, imagine driving a car up here.
Well, it would have been a bit better in them days, I guess, but not, I don't think the surface has been a great deal better.
So we're going to follow, rather than get down onto that noisy main road, we're going to follow this old road, because I guess it's another historical remains of Ambergate, isn't it? There you go. So it's a road again. So the road would have continued like that. Well, so here we go then, right. So we're going to follow it down now towards Ambergate railway station, which is just over there.
That's a long way.
Yeah, it does actually. Okay, Phil, yet more historical remains.
Well, I guess so, yeah. We wanted to come off the noisy road. Well, we have a bit. There's certainly not going to be any cars here, but this is the old road. Look, before they skewed it across there. I don't know why they did it.
Nah. So there you go, that's the road you drive through Ambergate now, but there is an original one with a much nicer looking bridge, I've got to say. Much nicer looking bridge than that horrible concrete thing. There's the River Amber, looking distinctly stagnant. We're nearly at the end now. We're literally just going to follow this old road round until we get towards Ambergate station, and we'll have a look at that, because there are some remains of where there was this amazing triangle, which Phil's telling me was actually quite a rarity. There isn't that many stations that had triangles, so it's quite an original. So, try not to get run over. That bridge you can see in the distance, that is Ambergate station now. And as you can see there, look, that's the bottom of the other that was coming into a triangle. So it was coming off, well, across here, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there's just the bottom of it there, look. You can just see the bottom of the bridge. It's kind of just basically going that way. It joins on to the northern section of the Derby Chesterfield line, yeah. Yeah,
there you go. You can see some more remains there, look. So that's all one big structure there, geez. And to be fair, actually, if you look at the bottom there, you can see it's actually pretty high. Okay, so we'll walk around. Now up there, you've got the original station. So if you look up, you can see those little blocks of stone there. They had a platform on it. So it came out like that. There's always one. He's done that on purpose. And there's more stanchions here. So this triangle was right in the middle. So you kind of had a triangle with a triangle inside it, which is quite incredible, really. So you would have had a platform here, you had a platform here, and you had a platform there. Unbelievable. And now it's just a single platform. I mean, that's clear as day, look. You can see exactly where the lines went. Straight across. Mate, it would have been such an amazing looking station back in the day. Now, that main line up to Sheffield, up to Chesterfield, is through in those trees. Now, the original station buildings are up here. They've been repurposed, so we'll try and find them now. So there you go. There's the original station building. He's got a bit of a Wingfield, North Wingfield vibe about it, isn't it?
You're right, Midland Railway.
Or South Wingfield, sorry, not North Wingfield. What am I talking about? All right. Mate, so these houses back in the day would have been right in the midst of this like amazing railway. As you can see from the drone footage, you know, it's not a big place, Ambergate, but this railway here, you could get to Manchester, you get to Ripley, you could get to London, you get to Sheffield, you can get anywhere. Yeah, so in there you've got the tunnel, which is actually called Toadmore Tunnel, which is because Ambergate used to be called Toadmore. So there you go. There would have been, yeah. So there's the line that's active now, and you can hear that. That's the go just about to plunge into a tunnel there. Now it would have come across here. These were platforms. Oh, mate, what a station this would have been. So we're up on the platform now. Believe it or not, this was double track. And if you just look down the end there, you can see the old wooden platform. You can't get on it now, so they blocked it off. But you can just make it out. There was another platform the other side as well. Would have been an amazing station once upon a time. That's us. We're going to finish at Ambergate station. A little explore. Took a while, didn't it? Covered some miles actually.
Bloody leg ache, I can tell you that.
Oh mate, it's not a huge place, Ambergate at all. But I've got bugs all over me as well.
I've got bugs, bites, stings, aching legs. I feel like I just want to go and jump in the bath and then get something to eat.
But apart from that, it's been great.
Yes, at least weather's held out for once.
Yeah, true. Hope you enjoyed it. Lots of kind of a mixed bag. I mean, I said that at the start, didn't I? A mixed bag of an explore, but I hope you like some of the stuff we found. And as always, thanks for watching.
See you next time.
See you next time.